So the elusive SM7B, a microphone that has been great to so many content creators out there, has finally been improved. Now, it could be argued that it didn't really need it because the SM7B is such a superior microphone anyway, and because it's already been adopted by pretty much everyone and his dog who makes content on the internet. Now, okay, that is a bit of an exaggeration, but it is super popular with the podcasts, live streamers on Twitch, and also content creators. It's still a pretty hard microphone to run and extremely gain hungry. Usually a creator would need an audio interface, and if it's something basic like the Focusrite Scarlett, which has a max gain of 50 decibels, the Shure SM7B needs a minimum of 60 decibels to effectively run it, so a user would usually also need a cloud lifter or similar to really boost that gain. But since Shure has teamed up with Cloud themselves, they've introduced a preamp built right into the Shure SM7 DB itself, which aids in that extra decibel boost that is needed to drive this incredibly fussy microphone. Now, this is good news because it generally means that cloud lifters could be removed from people's cable runs, freeing up space on the desk and generally making setups less complicated. Now, the Shure SM7 DB gives users the chance to boost their gain by plus 18 or plus 28 decibels, depending on how much gain you originally have at source. Now, I am using a Wave XLR audio interface, which gives me a generous 75 decibels of gain from the get-go to play with, so in my case, I didn't really need to use the preamp for this gain boost, but it is nice to have if I find myself at a different setup in future. However, the preamp isn't just about boosting gain, it's also about adjusting the audio profile directly in mic rather than using software or even after the fact in post-processing. There are two separate switches, the first of which is a bass roll-off feature designed to reduce the hum of your surroundings, like from my PC for example. The other is for a mid-boost, which is there to raise your vocal clarity to produce a brighter sound. Now, these are of course subjective depending on the voices that you have. Now, I much preferred the mid boost switched on than the bass roll off, for example, because of my voice, so this is something that you really need to decide for yourself. The final switch is to turn the preamp on or bypass it, effectively turning the SM7 DB into an SM7B, which is fine again if you've got the gain to drive it. Okay, so in this next part of the review, I just thought I'd run through the various types of audio quality that you can expect from the Shure SM7 DB, and I'll also include pictures on the screen as well so you can see which settings I am currently using. So at the moment, the sound you are hearing right now is literally everything switched off. I am bypassing the built-in preamp on the SM7 DB, so you are hearing the SM7 DB in its rawest audio form. Okay, so this is the audio quality that you can expect with the preamp switched on. I will say that I've had to go into my Wavelink software to reduce the input gain there, and now that I've turned the preamp on the Shure SM7 DB, I've had to lower that input gain to 35 dB purely because it just started really clipping. And as stated before, the advantage that you have got with the Shure is the included filters built into the actual microphone itself or into the preamp. And at the moment, I have that bass roll-off switch switched on, which reduces bass frequencies, which can help lower things like background hum from air conditioning units or a PC with a lot of fans in it, like mine in the corner over there. Okay, so now I have switched off the bass rollover switch, so we're back to a flat EQ, but I have turned on the presence boost, which boosts those mid frequencies to give your voice a bit more of a brighter sound in the mid-range frequencies. And this can help with things like vocal clarity. And finally, if you are going for that super clarity, you can turn the bass roll-off switch on, which reduces that bass, and then turn the presence boost on as well to boost those mids. And this is the audio quality that you can expect from the Shure SM7 DB with those switched on. Now, the build quality of this microphone is absolutely superb. It's got an all-metal body and has a nice gunmetal grey finish paint job. It's got a clean Shure logo down the side and is also branded on the bottom too in the more traditional Shure colours. The switches, in my opinion, were not really as solid as I had liked. It was a shame to feel that they had a bit of a wobble to them. It's exactly the same shape though and size as the SM7B, though it is 1 centimeter longer because of the built-in preamp. The microphone has a cardioid pickup pattern and does a great job with off-axis rejection, and plosives are kept well under control to keep your audio recordings sounding crispy. It's got a shock mount system internally, which helps with any bangs that might happen on your desk, and is a decent electrical shielding to keep electronic hums at bay. Okay, let's run some tests. So testing the off-axis rejection, I have turned the preamp on and all of the effects though, or the filters are switched off. And I'm talking directly into the front of the microphone, and this is the audio quality you can expect. Turning the microphone 90 degrees now. This is the audio quality that you can expect from the off-axis rejection. And again, speaking into the rear of the microphone, again, about 4 to 5 inches away from my mouth, this is what you can expect from the Shure SM7 DB. And if you find yourself typing on a keyboard, like in a gaming situation, currently I am tapping my WASD keys and also hitting my spacebar for good measure to give you an example of the off-axis rejection that you can expect on the SM7 DB if you are going to be using it in a gaming situation. Okay, so we have found ourselves in a little bit of action, and this is just an example of what the SM7 DB microphone is going to sound like while you are gaming or live streaming on Twitch or YouTube, or making, or almost being a content creator with the microphone. And for the most part, I think it sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not really a massive fan of the way it connects to an XLR cable though, as the cable coming from the top means, or at the bottom of this case, when it's on this stand, it gets caught on the fixings of my boom arm, so I can't really properly rotate it. But having the thin cable running from where the XLR plugs into the microphone itself does feel a little bit redundant too. Now, I'm sure there is some reason why it's done like this, but I personally don't like it. Stick the XLR into the back and keep everything simple. Now look, the Shure SM7 DB without a doubt is a fantastic sounding microphone that has a huge frequency response to fit and match a large number of industries. Of course, I'm here from a content creator perspective, and I must say it's making my voice right now sound like liquid gold. Well, that might be a bit pushing it, but the point is the SM7 DB microphone is amazing. Is it for everyone? Well, no, not at all. If you're someone who's basically sitting on entry-level gear and want a solution to get better vocal audio quality, then this is it, as it will keep your setup nice and clean. But if you're already set up for home recording with some pretty fancy gear that can drive the SM7B, has enough gain to do it, then save yourself some cash and go for the cheaper option. Thank you very much for checking out this full review of the Shure SM7 DB dynamic microphone. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos, and also let us know in the comments down below, would you upgrade to the SM7 DB, or are you going to buy one for the first time? Let us know in the comments down below. As I said, thanks very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.